Hello, hello. My video I was recording for almost 45 minutes got corrupted, so I'm just going to start right here. I don't want to redo the objective that I'm doing right now, but I'll just explain it real quick. I still am running out of Callum's Cape, and mainly Stone Cradle, but I decided I was going to do some more work in Speaking Woods because the river connects really well to Stone Cradle and Jade, and the roads connect really well to Callum's Cape as well. I found in this storage bin that there originally were 57 Logi trucks in there. You'll see 48 right now. I'm delivering my 9th truck right now to the seaport over here. It's going to get a lot more use over here from the players that run their objectives out of here. So I'm moving. It's a really short drive to this whole path that I've been doing is a 4.5 minutes endeavor. I even get to pick up some salvage and run it to the refinery. And I've just been doing that 9 times now. So this is my 9th one. And I only planned on going to 10 because there are some flatbeds in this storage unit that I would like to move to this seaport as well. But again, I feel like they'll get more use. That's just kind of the solo Logi thoughts that I have sometimes, that, Logi players aren't going to see these Logi trucks here or these flatbeds and know when to use them, but if they're in this seaport, they'll be able to move these materials out a lot more efficiently. As I mentioned before, this is truck number 10, so I've done 10 of these runs already, averaging about 4.5 minutes per run. So I'm coming up on an hour here. I usually like my objectives to stay around an hour's time, maybe an hour and a half tops, and then I usually want to try and find another objective to complete as well. One of my side quests will be to obtain this flatbed and take it to the seaport. I will pull a salvage truck from the storage depot and trade it with this flatbed right here, because I feel like the flatbed will get a lot better use than a salvage truck. All right, that was truck number 10. So we completed that objective. Just to explain it one more time, I've decided that I'm going to be trying to do a few more efficient things here in Speaking Woods. Again, because the roads connect really well through Helm's Cape and Stone Cradle and things. And they just have a bunch of excess resources that kind of need moved around. So we got this down to 47 Logi trucks. We moved 10 of them over to the seaport over here. And we were able to collect salvage on the way as well. So we got some B-mats cooking here in the refinery, so we'll be able to use that for crafting later. The next objective that I'm going to do is a side quest that I just noticed. And I have to see if there is some wrenches here real quick. We have 2 wrenches in there, but we're going to do a side quest real quick of cleaning up this town. While I was doing my Logi truck runs, the 10 of them that I did, I kept noticing that these vehicles were here the entire time. These 2 cranes, that fuel truck, that bike over there. There's just a lot of excess garbage is kind of what I call it sometimes around the city. It just kind of clogs things up and, just doesn't make it look very pretty. So I grabbed a wrench. I am going to move all of this stuff that's unnecessary. Off the restart. I think both cranes can go right here by this tree. Look at that. The fuel truck was locked. Just in a terrible spot. Just in a terrible, terrible spot. Hmm. Good right here for now. This flatbed, locked as well, needs to go in the seaport. There used to be a time when leaving cars kind of outside the seaport, like in a parking area, was a really good idea, but it's kind of gone away the last couple wars. Take the B mats out of it. Oh, yeah, of course. There is a ton of fuel all around now. Cars are more fuel efficient. Look, we got 29K plus fuel. Never really think that you, unless you're on the front line, essentially, never think that you have to keep a car out of a storage depot or a seaport just because it has a lot of fuel or anything. Put it in the seaport, put it in the storage depot, because experienced Logi players will hover over the seaport and see that it's available there. They'll see that they can use it, and they'll get the fuel for it. With this bike, I'll leave it right by one of the spawn points. It has full fuel, takes up little space, and it's just easy to get around with, so I'll leave it there. That's fine. The only reason it would be a good idea to leave this Logi truck right here is if it was full of B mats, which it is not. Full of B mats for people to use in the garage to build more cars. But it's not, so we're just going to take it to the seaport and submit it. Last thing we'll do is check the fuel in these fuelers, see if they're pretty full. There's only 4 missing, so this one's good. Only 4 missing in this one, so this one's good as well. We did have one of those yellow containers here at some point. I don't know what happened to it, if it decayed or just wasn't taken care of. That was more efficient, though, than having these 2 fuelers here, so maybe hopefully somebody fixes that. That was our side quest, though, to kind of clean up the city a little bit. We got rid of those 2 cranes, moved the bike, got that flatbed in, and now we can go to our new objective. If you are a true Logi bro, make sure you put back the wrench. Sometimes there's just not enough wrenches in places, especially big cities, so make sure you put that wrench back. Another Logi bro can use it. All right, our next objective is working out of this same storage depot in Speaking Woods, which is full of vehicles, which is great. We just need to move them to a more efficient spot. So we moved 10 Logi trucks to Cape's Seaport. Now I'm going to move 4 flatbeds over to Capes. The reason I don't do all 6 is because 2 flatbeds could still be used here. They do have a shipping container. They do have a push gun. And even if they didn't have those things, I would probably still leave 2 here, just in case something comes up. Never deplete. My philosophy with Logi is never deplete a storage depot or a seaport of 100% of an item, unless it's like shirts or BMAT, or unless there's a lot of different reasons, and if you listen, you'll catch up and figure out why I think what I do. So we'll pull the flatbed. I'll actually take 1 fuel canister just in case. I do want to see if it can reach it in one go as well. The Logi trucks can reach it in one go, so hopefully the flatbeds can as well. If you ever wonder what that sound is in the background, I usually listen to sort of a rainy mood mix while I do Logi. Usually thunderstorm sort of thing, rain, kind of relaxing. Unfortunately, flatbeds cannot make it all the way to the seaport. They need a shot of fuel. It looks like we were like 70% of the way there, as you can see on the map. So unlike the Logi trucks can make it the entire way, not the flatbed. So they need at least probably just the one shot of fuel, which is unfortunate because it just takes extra time. Flatbeds are just solo Logi players' best friend, essentially. You're going to do just the most effective work with a flatbed, delivering 60 crates of something to a more forward storage depot or seaport. A lot of people think they just need to get in Logi trucks and do 15 crates to places, but maybe front lines, obviously, front bunkers and things, but the flatbed is your best friend as a solo player. Bruh. The city looks so clean. Looks so clean. Wonder what great hero made this city look so clean. Didn't know this was the thing. Too many recent deploys, try again in a few minutes? This has literally never happened to me before. I'm currently watching Worlds right now for League of Legends. Usually have something going on my second monitor, anime, another streamer for Foxhole. Sometimes I watch the frontline a lot and listen to frontline streamers so I can kind of understand better of what I need to bring to them, material wise and things. But yeah, Logi players that don't have a second monitor, you guys are insane. Like if you just have one monitor and you're playing Foxhole and doing Logi, like you're the strongest Logi player ever. I need that second monitor to to be doing other things. Flatbed number 3. All right, there are only 3 flatbeds left here, so I'm only going to take one more to the seaport. And then we'll come back and we'll get that stray flatbed. We'll trade it for one of the load luggers here. And then we'll go on to our next objective. All right, freighter number 4 delivered. We have 7 flatbed number 4. 7 flatbeds here. Quite a few shipping containers, which is good. So if materials get pretty high in here, they can always do that. Use those shipping containers. But yeah, that objective is complete. We're going to go do our side quest next. Use the load runner, the salvage truck, whatever you want to call it, to get the flatbed that's over here. And we'll deposit it in this seaport as well. It'll get better use there. And the reason I'm just doing that as well is flatbeds are just pretty important. They take a while to get components to build and things. So if there's one laying out here that's not being used, we really need to grab it and bring it before. All right, for our side quest to get that flatbed, I noticed that there is a salvage truck right here that's not currently in use or even in the storage depot. It is out of fuel. I just need to put some fuel in it. We'll use that one and trade it out with the flatbed. Doesn't take diesel. One thing that took me forever to learn is that you can change the fuel. There's no tutorial that teaches you this, that the button's down here. But for probably the first 100 hours that I played this game, whenever I saw a vehicle that had only petrol, I thought that, I just needed to stay at petrol. I can't refuel it at all. I later learned that you can switch the fuel. Game changer. We'll just do one shot. This is how OCD and Logi I am. I use one shot of fuel. I'm going to go put it back in the storage depot for other people to use. I only need one shot to get to the flatbed. Ooh, one thing I forgot. One thing I forgot. This, and I haven't checked it. I've passed that flatbed almost 15 times now. There are wrenches here, luckily. This is really great. Whoever put these wrenches here, thank you so much. Got a wrench. Because that flatbed might be locked. All right, as I've maybe mentioned a few times, I've seen this flatbed sitting here I've gone past it 15 times. No one's using it. No one's doing anything with it. So just to be effective again, I'm trading it out with this salvage truck. We're going to take it to the seaport because it'll get better use there. And it wasn't locked, and it has a ton of fuel. That's great. Is there an item in it? No. So it's probably not squad locked, which is good. As a solo Logi player, I hope one day that squad lock is removed from the game. All right, and that objective is complete. We did our little side quest and got that one flatbed. We got the 4 flatbeds from Speaking Woods moved over, so they still, they still have 2 flatbeds if they need to do anything. But yeah, we moved 10 Logi trucks, 5 flatbeds over to Cape. And they have a lot of resources that need moved, so somebody will probably take advantage of that here soon. Usually I like to talk out like what I could do next. I try and do that. What I can talk out next is I have a bunch of B mats in here, and there's 7K plus here that I could use. So I could use these factories and make a lot of materials, put them in this seaport. That would be a good idea. Or I could go to this seaport here, which has a ton of materials as well, and get a freighter, which they have 3 freighters and 22 storage crates, and I could do a 5 crate freighter run. So I should look at this a little bit more in depth. I can do 60 shirts, which is 1 crate. I can do infantry type stuff, which is like 7.62, or the gas grenades. That could be a whole crate, it looks like. Again, this color coding thing helps so much. I can do a little bit of explosives. There's 40s that I could bring. That would be good. So that's a 3rd crate. There's just not a lot of medical things there, medical supplies. I'm only 3 crates deep with kind of depleting their resources and things. So maybe it's not worth it to do a freighter run yet. It might be a tomorrow night venture if people continue to fill the seaport with the supplies. Yeah, it looks like if I can't get 5 crates, it's not worth doing a freighter run. I think I'll probably just end up crafting here for a little bit and call it good. So for crafting, we'll pull one of the Logi trucks that we brought. We got 16 here now. This is great. So I can just pull one real quick, and I can go get some of the B-mats and start crafting. When a refinery has excess B-mats like this, usually anything like 2,000 or 3,000 above, what you want to do, especially when you have your own personal B-mats, is just pull a line or 2 of the public B-mats and then pull your personal B-mats. That'll be the most effective thing to do. So what I always do in this situation, as I roll up to the factory to determine what I need to make, I look at the seaport first. It looks like, so again, the color coding thing helps so much. It looks like we have plenty of radios. We have a lot of shirts, actually, so we should be building like bandages and things. You can see that those are low. We need some 7.62 for infantry. We can actually do a lot of anti-tank rifles and ammo as well. Otherwise, binoculars are a good choice. So what we'll do, oh, we got some stuff in here. One thing you should always check too is what has been left in the public. Nothing is there. We will do bandages for the first run here. We will do binoculars for the first run here. To just use up the B mats, the 1500 that are in your Logi, you can always usually do 2 of these rifles, 2 of these ammos, and only do this if it's really low in your local storage depot or seaport. If these items are really high, don't worry about doing, just skip over them and worry about the other 3 categories of infantry, utility, and medic. 762 was kind of low, so we'll do 762. And then we put the rest of the B mats in here. We'll take this extra stuff out here just to clear it out and put it in the seaport for others to use. So as I've mentioned before in other videos, crafting is the best way to get commends. You can get commends to give out to other people really, really easily. The last 2 days I've been crafting a lot, so I have almost the cap. 100 is the cap. I have 93 commends. Just last night, I just commended everybody in the region as I was capped out. So with a city that has 2 factories in this refinery, I can just pull the B mats and I will go to the second factory here. I will pull the B mats and go to the second factory, queue up the items, and then I should be able to loop around, grab B mats, and then when I go back to the first factory where I started some items, those items should be complete. I should be able to take those items, put the B mats into new items, and then just continually do that loop where I just come pull B mats, go to a factory, and I make new items and pick up old items, and you can do that until the B mats run out. Once again, we'll go with bandages. We'll go with binoculars. We will go with the anti-tank rifles and ammo. And then we will go with 760. We'll donate the extra B mats and we'll take the extra crates that are in here to the seaport. I like things organized, so we'll put that there. Check the public, nothing's in there. And then this is just rinse and repeat. So as you can see, we filled up on B mats again, and when we came back to this first factory, all of our items are done. We'll throw the B mats in here, collect the items, and do a repeat. Alright, we're picking up our second factory. Just deposit the B mats in here. Sometimes they're stolen, sometimes they're not. And then we'll just grab stuff and do the same thing. And then after this, we'll look at the seaport again to see what we need to build next in terms of utility, medical, and infantry. Those are the main 3 things that you need to look at. And we have reached 100 commends. That's the most that you can have. So this region's pretty small, probably a lot of Logi bros in here, so what we're going to do is commend each one of them, because I'm at capped out and I might as well get rid of them. Usually what I do is I sort by rank. The ones that I will not do are privates or very new players. I will not commend them, just because I don't know if they're alts, and if you commend them, other people they'll get a rank right away, and then we don't know if they're an alt or not, right? So usually I like to stay at certain ranks, and all the ranks in this region are good right now, so we'll just commend them all. Sometimes people will commend you back, like Zach here, and we can just commend him the maximum of 3 amount as well. And that's pretty much going to be it for tonight. I'm just going to continue crafting and finish out the night that way. Tomorrow I will see if that freighter is available and with more resources, and we'll probably do a freighter run tomorrow night. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions ever, just let me know. Cheers.